Hi, so as promised, we will be answering problem 4.36 of your book. This is a comprehensive analysis and the preparation of the operating budget. So basically, this problem is a little bit more complicated than what we have answered in class because we will be preparing the direct material, direct labor, and the overhead budget as well. So, um, Ponderosa Inc. produces wiring harness assemblies used in the production of semi-trailer trucks. The wiring harness assemblies are sold to various truck manufacturers around the world. The projected sales in units for the coming 5 months are given below. So, the following data pertain to the production policies and manufacturing specifications followed by Ponderosa. So letter A, finished goods inventory on January 1 is 900 units. The desired ending inventory for each month is 20% of the next month's sales. So before we continue, of course, as discussed, the operating budget always starts with the sales budget. So let us start with the sales budget for Ponderosa. Okay? So we have the projected sales in units. So the projected sales in units for the months of January, February, March, April, and lastly May. Okay, so just like the other problems we have answered before, sometimes it is better to include the sales for the subsequent months because we will be using it also later on. So we have 10,000 for January, 10,500 for February. For March, we have 13,000 units. For April, 16,000. And then for May, we have 18,500. So of course, to compute for the budgeted sales for each month, we have to multiply the projected sales in units by the selling price. So let us look for the selling price for a while. The unit selling price here in letter F, the unit selling price of the wiring harness assembly is $110. So we will multiply everything by 110,000. $110,000 rather. So multiply 10,000 by 110. So the budgeted sales for the month of January is at 1.1 million. February we have 1,155,000, 1,430,000 for March, 1,760,000 for April, and lastly, for May, we have 2,035,000. So this is our budgeted sales. It's that simple, okay? The next thing we're going to do here is the production budget. Okay, so the management needs to determine how many units they need to produce for each month. Of course, to be able to compute for the uh, production, for the number of units to be produced, the first thing we need to do is to determine the total needs of the company. So the total needs of the company for each month is the sum of the budgeted sales as well as the desired ending inventory. So we'll see. So for the budgeted sales, we will just link this. We'll use the number of units, of course, and not the selling price or not the total sales. Okay, so we have the same for each month. And then, as per letter A, the finished goods on January 1 is 900 units and the desired ending inventory for each month is 20% of the next month's sales. So what we'll do here is we'll simply multiply the February's sales in units by 0.2. So we have our desired ending inventory for January, which is 2,100 units. So for March, 13,000 times 0.2, that is 2,600 units. 16,000 times 0.2, we have 3,200 units. 18,500 times 0.2, we have 3,700 units for April. And of course, for May, we cannot compute for the desired ending inventory anymore because the budgeted sales in units for the month of June is not given in the problem. Okay? So as mentioned earlier, to compute for the total needs, all we need to do, total need, total need, all you need to do is to need. Anyway, all we need to do is to add the budgeted sales and the desired ending inventory. So here is the total need or requirement for the month of January, February, March, and April respectively. Now, of course, we already have our beginning inventory. So we will deduct whatever the beginning inventory is for the month. Okay? So as per letter B, the finished goods inventory on January 1 is at 900 units. Okay? So of course, we know that whatever the ending inventory is last month, which is January, that is the beginning inventory for February. So we just have to copy. So 2,100 the beginning for February, 2,600 for March, and 3,200 for April. So get the difference between the two. This is the production in units or units to be produced for each month. So we have to get the difference. 12,1 minus 900. So in January, we're going to produce 11,200 units, 11,000 units for February, and 13,600 for March, and 16,500 units for April. So just have to